Hi guys, so I'm going to be doing a monthly favourites for the month of June. I'm not going to make this a set thing that I'm going to do every month, but I'm going to try and do it more frequently on this channel. I've got a range of things like clothes, homeware, makeup, so I'll put all the categories below in the description and the times, so you can just click on what you want to see and just skip straight to the category that interests you most. I'm going to start with clothing. There is one item of clothes which has definitely been my favourite this month, and it is this tube skirt from H&M. This is rather boring, rather basic, but it is a great staple for any outfit. I do kind of find that I have a lot of tops, I have a lot of t-shirts, I have a lot of things that go on the top of the body, but I find the bottom I own less kind of things. I find it harder to find things that I think will go with my wardrobe. So these tube skirts are kind of like a godsend. I just find them perfect just for every day. So I've bought many of these skirts in the past, and they are all from the basics range in H&M, which means they are quite cheap. Now this is an example of one which I bought a couple of years ago, as you can tell by the faded black. And I have kind of personalised a few of these skirts just to make them slightly more interesting. The only thing I do find with them is they are very see-through. These ones are £2.99 each, so they are just very basic. Whereas this month I paid £3.99, so the extra pound got me an extra layer of skirt. So this is double the thickness, which is great as I have tried all lights and all backgrounds and it isn't see-through in any way. So the reason I have put this in my favourites this month is it is starting to get warmer in the UK, which means I'm less likely to wear tights and I'm more likely to go out sort of bare-legged. Now I don't really mind so much when I am wearing the thinner skirts if I'm wearing tights underneath, because although they're see-through I kind of feel like I'm still covered up. However, I do get quite self-conscious if I'm not wearing tights, and that's why this is in my favourites, because this is the perfect solution. So moving on to makeup, I have two items to show you this month. I did buy, well, I got given these as a birthday present in February, however I haven't really been using them much until this month. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this makeup brush. Just as a disclaimer, I am in no way a professional in makeup. I have so much to learn and I don't really do much makeup wise. I prefer to just have a naked face for the fact that my skin gets clogged up if I wear makeup on my skin, so I leave that bare. The only thing I really do is just put a little bit of mascara on. I also do have very hooded eyes, so I do find it hard to do anything too dark and dramatic, as it just kind of accentuates how small my eyes are. Anyway, so this brush is something which I have been using. It is angled on one end and kind of like, I think this is like a blender brush on this end, but I just use the angled one and I've been using these for my eyebrows. So the reason I have been using this brush is for my eyebrows. I have naturally blonde hair, so my eyebrows are very naturally light, and especially in the summer months they tend to just disappear completely, so I use eyeshadow to fill them in. Now I found this angled brush really helpful for just drawing the thin line which I want of my eyebrow, and the make of this brush is Eco Tools. I've had no problem with this brush, none of the bristles have fallen out, it's very soft and they're very easy to clean. Now my second and last makeup item which I'm going to show you is this L'Oreal Paris eyeshadow. It's in the shade Smoky 301. Again, I got this in February, but I know that they do still sell this colour. The colour itself is a reddy brown tone and it's quite shimmery. Oh, well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews. I do realise some people may have an issue with the fact that I am using a shimmery eyeshadow in my eyebrows, but I do use it at in such small quantities and very lightly that you can't even really notice the shimmer. The reason that I think this eyebrow this eyeshadow is good for my eyebrows is the fact that it does have a kind of reddy tone to it, so it does match my hair, but the fact it kind of has a base colour of brown does make it look slightly more natural. So moving on to homewares, this month I have been obsessed with the homeware site The Range. So The Range is a chain store that runs throughout the UK. However, where I live, there is not one like anywhere within short driving distance. So I kind of looked online and realised that you can order from them online and they will send it through the post. Now, The Range is really cheap and everything I've got from there has been of a good quality. The shipping only cost me like an extra couple of pounds, which really didn't add much to the overall bill. They send your items out through a courier and they give you like constant updates as to where your order is, like how it's doing. Once it's been sent, they give you like updates as when it's going to get there, whereabouts it is. It's a really good service and it comes in some good boxes with everything really well packaged to ensure that nothing breaks, as a lot of things I bought was kind of glass. So the first item I got is a candle holder. It cost me £1, although I know that the sale has now finished, so it's about £2 now, but if you keep kind of checking back, things seem to like drop and change in price kind of on a daily basis. So I got this kind of because it reminded me of a lotus flower. It is described as a rose, however I personally think it's a lotus flower. The outside of the petals are black and the inside has a sort of gold finish. Now I do kind of tend to stay away from gold. I do prefer silver, but I do kind of like the effect that this gives, and I realised that the gold is more just to reflect the light of the candle which goes inside, rather than to be like the main feature of it. I can't help but to hear in exchanging of words. I love you too. What a beautiful wedding. What a beautiful wedding. The candle holder is metal. You can kind of bend the petals so that you can choose kind of what you want the flower to look like. So to go with the candle holder, I got some candles. Now I have loads and loads of tea lights. The thing is, I find with tea lights, I cannot leave them alone. I keep prodding them, I keep playing with the wax, I end up burning my clothes, burning the carpet. I just set everything on fire just because I can't help but touch the tea light. So I invested in some of these robot candles which just have a battery in them and create a flicker effect. Now I know these won't be to everyone's taste, but I wanted them just to go into my candle holders which I have on the sides in my room. The reason I got this candle is the fact that I am a massive worrier, and whenever I leave the room and forget to blow out a candle, I worry that the cat's going to knock it over, somehow it's just going to spread across the whole house, and I just think it is a massive worry, whereas I can solve this by just having a battery powered candle, where the worst that could happen is that it would run out of battery, which you can then really easily change underneath. Now I am fully aware that these are not the most realistic of candles, but they have gone into the effort to make them look like they're flickering, and I think from a distance this can have a very realistic effect, and I think kind of in the background as kind of like a background mood setter, I think that these are quite good. The last homeware related items I kind of want to talk about are prints. I am, as I have mentioned, redecorating the rooms on my wall. I have until now just had posters up all around my walls and my artwork, and I find that as it has been up for a couple of years now, they are starting to peel. I have got the whole of my ceiling, not that you can see, covered in posters from different bands and stuff, and they are all slowly falling down. I've decided that I kind of wanted to take everything down and start again, and I've decided that I'm going to frame pieces of artwork and just kind of create a whole wall of frames. The only thing that I can really use to describe how this is going to look is kind of like Tetris. They're all going to fit in next to each other, and there's just going to be small gaps underneath each frame. Now, I don't know if you have any suggestions where I can buy cheap frames from, but I went round my local high street and the cheapest I could find any frames was about £5 each. Now, when you add up how many frames I'd need to cover a wall, that comes to a lot. However, after looking at the range of frames that they sell at the range, I found that this was a great solution to my problem. This frame cost me £2. The ones that are slightly bigger about £3, and then all the smaller sizes are decreasing in price. They are really good quality. They have a hanging facility, which is what I need, and also a stand for if I ever do wish to just take my pictures down and just put them on the side. It's real glass, which is something that I do really like, because I do find kind of the plastic versions do tend to get really scratched up and just they don't look very nice in my opinion. With all my frames I got ones with black edges because I wanted the border to match for all of the frames. These frames, they came really quickly and they were wrapped very well. I've had none of them that were broken. The only thing I did find is a few of these, I'm not sure what they're called, like fastening things for ensuring that the back doesn't fall out. A few of these kind of fell out when I was bending them, but that may have just been down to my own error. My only real criticism is with the hanging facilities. If you do bend these out too forcefully, they do end up popping off of the wood, and that has caused a lot of problems in my assembly of my wall, because I've had to try and attach them in different ways. I've been using safety pins, I've been using sellotape, blue tack, you name it, I have tried it. And it's kind of not worth the trouble. Once you've lost these backing bits, there's not much you can do other than just have it standing up on the side, which is kind of annoying, but again, that is through user fault, not so much the actual company. The last homeware item which I bought, I do not actually have in person to show you. It is up on my wall. I will show you a clip now. I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality. I chime in, haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No. So I got 4 prints altogether, and they were from a shop on Etsy which were called Curious Printery. They cost me about £3 each, and I got 4 altogether, and it was buy 3 get the 4th free. So I got 4 prints altogether for around £9, and then the shipping was about £2. Now these prints, as you can probably tell, are printed on old book pages, so you choose kind of what image you want and then they just print it on a book page. So I know that this is a very simple concept which I could have very easily recreated myself without having to pay for someone to do it. I do like to support the homemade shops, just because nowadays these chain stores are kind of getting everyone's money and the smaller businesses are dying out. And I think for what I got, I was very happy with the presentation of the actual prints, the way they were sent, and now I have them up on the wall and they do look really nice in a frame. So the next category of favourites which I'm going to talk about is photography. I am going to be talking about a photo printing company called Polar Borer. So I purchase from this company at least once a month, and basically they specialise in Polaroid images. So you upload pictures from your Instagram, just off your iPhone, from your computer. You upload your digital images and they print them as if they are Polaroids. Now, this company is not based in England, however they do ship around the whole world. The shipping worldwide is free and it costs about £6.99 to get 16 regular size prints, and And the more prints you buy, the better the money for value is. They do normal size Polaroids, which are around this size. They do the smaller ones, they do kind of photo strips, they do bigger ones. They really do cater for every kind of thing you'd want. Now, I have always had great service with this company, and although they are shipping from abroad, I do always get my images within a week. They're sent out normally on the day you order them. They're always a really good quality, and I always get all the pictures which I have sent off, which I have found was an issue with other sites like Photobox, where I have ordered a large group of images and sometimes they've just missed a couple out. So I thought I would show you some of the things that you could possibly do, and I have done with my Polar Bora images. So one is you can get kits like this, which allow you to stick these mini pegs to the wall or to a board or anything like that, and then you can clip your images to it. So although you get sets like this where the peg is already attached to a kind of self-adhesive stick, Polar Bora are kind enough to send free gifts with your order, and you always get a small pack of tiny little pegs, which means you can make, like, have a string garland and pin or peg all your pictures to the actual string, which I think is a really nice idea. So what I am doing with my Polar Bora Polaroid images is I am putting them in a photo album. I decided at the beginning of this year that I wanted to document this year through photos. So this is effectively my monthly favourites photos. So each month I print out at least 16 photos for the month and I stick them in. And I think it's just a really good reminder just as to like what you've done this year, so at the end of the year I can look back and see all the things which I have done throughout the year. I mean, technically our marriage is saved. Also use Polar Bora in the past to make college creations. I will insert a picture now of a kind of collage I made out of the smaller Polaroid prints that they offer. So again, this is a growing company and I absolutely love them. I definitely recommend subscribing to their email list because I have got a few discount codes through it and it really does bring down the price, and it is definitely worth the money, I think. So the last thing that I wanted to mention in my monthly favourites for June was a YouTuber called Lhiannan Shee. Now I know it's slightly weird to have a YouTuber as a monthly favourite, but I have really enjoyed her videos this month and I do find her very inspiring and a good kind of, I guess, role model for starting out on YouTube. If you do enjoy kind of hauls and outfits of the day and horror box unboxing, then you should definitely check out her channel. I hope she doesn't mind, but I will link her below so that you can check her out and subscribe. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will do my best to get back to you. Bye!